Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. I have a week before I go to work, and I kind of can't wait. I don't know why. Um, I don't know if that's because I'm bored of my house or want to get back to making money the right way. I don't know, but I do know this much. The only thing I have left to do in the craft room besides organize the furniture the way she wants it is lay down a very small section of flooring and try to take the carpet out of the closet so I can put flooring in the closet. Why anybody puts carpeting in a closet is still beyond me. I mean, I can understand they want to cover up the flooring and whatnot, the bare flooring, however you want to call it, floorboards, whatever. That's the only reason why I can think of anybody want to put carpeting in there. Me personally, I would have tiling or something like that in the closet while the rest of the floor is carpeting. If I were to have carpeting in a house, which I tell you what, after taking the carpeting out of the bedroom and laying down floor tiling, my sinuses have been a whole lot better. It's been 10 times easier trying to keep it clean. I still use the vacuum cleaner because it's faster to clean up the floor with a vacuum cleaner than a broom and dustpan. But I don't know. I think the only downside that I found so far, and this is here in Missouri, having hardwood flooring or non-carpeted floors, is that shock in the morning when your flooring is cold as can be because the outside of the house is cold. But my house is fairly insulated, and we don't let it go below 65, 64 in the middle of the night. So it's like, see what it's going to be like during the summer months when we have the AC on. That might be a different subject. But I know this, I am enjoying the fact that I have no carpeting in my bedroom. As for the craft room, I think the main reason why I'm going to enjoy hardwood floors instead of carpeting in the or not hardwood floors, but tiled linoleum, whatever you want to call it, flooring is it's going to be so much easier for Jerry to clean because all the scraps and pieces of fabric or yarn or twine or glitter or whatever she drops on the floor is going to be so much easier to clean up, and it's going to look neater. She already has a floor plan, she has it designed where it's going to be along the walls is going to be her bookshelves or her cubbies or the dresser that's in there that she's using to hold fabric. And that dresser was free because it was left here, so use it however we can. So by the looks of things, if my back doesn't give me any problems, we will be done with the flooring and placing of the furniture and maybe some of the stuff that goes back in there. I have a little video of the way things look right now that I might attach to the back of this. I've been shooting video on my phone of the things I've been doing in the craft room, and she's got video of what she's been doing to organize stuff. So I can't wait until she gets that video up, and I'll either ask her to shoot it towards me or try to take the raw footage that I have on my phone, which would be, might have to be part 1, part 2, because it's a lot of raw footage. But yeah, we're almost done. I'm looking at the possibility of having everything done for her craft room, if not by tonight, definitely by midday tomorrow, and then maybe late Tuesday, I can come in here and start on here. If not, probably either sometime Wednesday afternoon, depending on how long we stay in St. Louis or how long we're going to be in St. Louis for her medical appointment. It is Wednesday, not Thursday. I thought it was Thursday. She says Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, I don't remember. You're in charge of that stuff because it's your appointments. But it's going to be one of those get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, wake up, get her butts in gear, and hit the road by 8:30, 9 o'clock. She's supposed to be there by 11, so I want to leave here as early as possible just to deal with traffic. And I'm going to seriously look at the maps and Google Maps to map it out and see which way is the shortest and try to take it, because I think the shortest way will be via highway. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is going straight to the appointment via 44 into St. Louis and taking their 270 or whatever to get to her doctor's appointment. So yeah, that in fact, or I gotta think of a different word. That and the 44 corridor going into St. Louis is busier than coming out of St. Louis. And the closer you get to St. Louis County, which is Eureka, Missouri, thereabouts, is when the traffic gets heavier because you're getting closer to town or closer to the city, however you want to put it. So I'm just like, I think I can do this. I mean, come on, Jim. It's just a shorter route with a little extra cars. Do what you normally do. Get on the road. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Drive what's comfortable, and don't worry about the vehicles passing you or the vehicles crawling up your rump. That's the way I'm gonna have to. That's the way I'm driving now. It's just like, I ain't worried about anybody behind me, but whoever's in front of me, I gotta watch out for them, because Missouri state law is basically, if you get into an accident, somebody hits you from behind, which causes the whole accident, they're at fault. But then if you hit somebody in front of you, you're at fault for hitting them, even though you got hit from behind. I don't want to get hit. I try not to think about those things. I just try to go, okay, 70 miles per hour on the highway, what's comfortable? If I'm comfortable with 70, go 70. If I'm not comfortable with 70, set the cruise control for 65, 60 miles per hour, which is what I'm normally comfortable with. If anybody doesn't like the fact that I'm driving at the speed limit or just slightly below the speed limit, they can go around me. It's a 2-lane highway until we get to St. Louis County. Then it becomes a 3-way highway. And then as soon as we get into St. Louis city limits, it becomes a 4-lane highway. 4 lanes on each side, basically. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. But I'm like, hey, I'm going to drive it. I talked to Jerry, and Jerry goes, yeah, I think I'll be able to drive home if the doctor gives me permission. And I'm like, part of me is going like, yay, I can sleep on the way home once we leave the city limits. If I'm that tired, excuse me, I'm getting the sleep out of my eyes. There we go. But I think I already told Jerry, if the doctor gives you the go-ahead and you are adamant about driving, there's two rules. One, the moment I notice that you're having problems with your leg or your eyes or anything like that, you're pulling over into the next gas station or whatever, and you're going to be the passenger, because I don't want to risk anything if you're not doing so good. I don't want to hold her back, but at the same time, safety-wise, I don't want her to have any problems. As for her eyes, yeah, I know they have problems. But like my eyes, it's mostly when she's dealing with close-up stuff. When she was dealing with driving and whatnot in the past, when her eyes were still bad, and she wasn't getting her treatments. She was able to drive without any problem. So I'm not worried about her eyes with driving. I'm more worried about her reflexes because of muscle tone and whatnot. And I know she's been taking it easy because the doctors wanted her to. But at the same time, it's like, have you been trying to flex your leg? Have you been trying to stretch the right leg? Have you been trying to do things with your right leg? And she's like, yeah, I can move it and whatnot, but I've just been not, stepping on it or using it to transfer from chair, bed, rollator, or into the car. She's trying not to use that right leg because of, what the doctor told her. And the doctor did say no weight bearing, toe touch only, which basically means gentle, ginger, lightweight, no heavy duty stepping on that leg. And I'm like, okay, do what we gotta do. But all in all, she's doing better. Health wise, she's doing pretty good. Yesterday, because she was having issues with her hip and knee or something like that, she didn't want to put the brace on, which means she stayed in bed. She used a wedge to sit up at 30-degree angle. Actually, it looked like it was less than a 30-degree angle, but I'm not sure. I didn't pull out a protractor or anything like that to figure that out, but we're doing really good with her craft room, which is like the main thing that I'm focusing on lately, is get the craft room done so I can start working on my space. And either if I don't get my space done by this weekend, I can do it on a weekend. I can do it on the weekends after, or after work if I feel up to it. Not a big deal. Something was supposed to happen this week. Oh, yes. We haven't taken down our Christmas tree yet, even though the Epiphany has already come and gone. Part of that is I've been so focused on getting stuff done inside the house, I haven't worried about the outdoor decorations or the tree decorations. She was talking to me earlier today about pulling out the boxes for the Christmas decor, and I just kind of went, and where am I going to put them? All the stuff from the craft room is all over the house. I got no room to put no boxes for Christmas tree. I ain't worried about the Christmas tree. It's not a priority. I mean, maybe get the boxes out to take down the outside decor, but I'm not worried about the tree and what little indoor decor we did this year. The only decor we did this year is actually in the living room. It's the tree and the mantle. That's it. We didn't do the usual elaborate, let's decorate the whole house type situation. I think both at the time, both me and Jerry were not like. It's not that we weren't into the Christmas spirit, but it was one of those. I'm sorry, my arms. Oh, that's why I got a bite or something like that on my. Anyhow, so because of the fact that we weren't really in the depth of our normal, yay, it's Christmas, we can go all out and decorate the whole house. So we were just kind of like, oh man, what are we going to do for Christmas? It's just going to be the three of us. What should we do? And I said, I think Jerry or I said that we should go ahead and at least do the tree and the mantle. That way it's not hard on either one of us physically or mentally. So I was like, okay, well, what fashion are we going to decorate again? And she was like, oh, let's do it. Go ahead and do it the same way, do like an old school, old farmhouse, Nordic type decor. And I just kind of went, okay, Not that I wasn't in the mood for it. It's just I didn't have the spirit for it. My spirits weren't low, but they were just kind of like, why are we doing this again? It's not a real holiday. At least not the way we celebrate it. But that's because of the fact that I have certain bits of knowledge about. Yeah, anyhow. I've already argued so many different times about it. I'm just tired of arguing. I've gotten to the point where it's like, all right, you believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I know, what I've researched, what I've heard. But hey, we got through the holiday, and that's another step. Next step is just getting over finishing up the decrepit. I almost said decrepit. Finish up the craft room, come in here and finish up my room, get everything the way we have been discussing for the last year or more. Well, I started talking about it last summer, I think it was, before her brother Robert passed away. And then when Robert passed away, things just kind of went, okay, that's not going to get done for a while. Hey, you got to roll with the punches, but at least we're finally getting around to doing it and finalizing the last 2 rooms to be totally revamped. Basically, once I get the floors done and we get the furniture put in place, she wants to go through all her stuff, literally all her stuff, and start doing some purging. And I went, yes. Then we talked about going into the kitchen and purging a lot of stuff in the kitchen, because it's either extra or don't even know what last time we used it type of situation. And then when we go to come in here and do this room, which hopefully I'll get to start it before the weekend. I was hoping to be able to get it started by Thursday. Jerry said we should be able to do it by get it started on Thursday, because once she gets done with her setting up her craft room, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff that needs to go into the craft room. But before it can go in the craft room, I got to go through all this stuff and put it in the van bag it up, put it in the van for Goodwill, which might be Wednesday evening. That is if we both feel like it after the doctor's appointment and whatever the doctor has to say. That in fact, it's either we work in here early in the morning, like before it's 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Yeah, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. My clock's recovered. It starts getting warm in here, especially when it's nice and sunny like it is supposed to be today. This room, just like our bedroom, faces south, which means we get the maximum amount of daytime sunlight, which turns this room and our room into a hothouse. It's one of the reasons why I got my fan blowing. It's like in the 20s, maybe lower 30s by now. And because of wind chill, because of the wind factor, it feels 10 degrees lower. You would think I'd be freezing cold in this room because of the big glass windows behind me. Nope. One thing I've learned from architectural design is if you're building a house, let's say you're building a house or drafting up a house for a customer, and you want to optimize the warmest time of the day for certain parts of the room or certain parts of the house. Let's say you want the house, the living room, to be facing south. That way, the living room gets the most amount of sunlight, which means it's the warmest room in the house. But maybe you want the bedrooms facing south so they can warm up during the daytime. So by the time you go to bed, the bedrooms are nice and warm, and you don't have to worry about keeping your heater cranked up or adding some sort of winterizing to the bedroom, like let's say a portable heater, or like my mom has. My mom, I love her to death. She has a heated mattress pad, she has the heated mattress pad, electric heat mattress pad, and a electric blanket to go over her. So she has heat from both sides. Because, as I explained to Mom, the reason why your room is always going to be cold is because it's north facing. So during the wintertime, it does not get that much sunlight, which means it does not get that warm. So she has like a Dyson set at 72 degrees in her room. She's got the heated mattress pad and quilt or blanket, whatever you want to call it. And then in her office space, which has a bay window, she has a heating element, and she like literally wears thick, heavy clothing over her everyday clothing. And I'm like, Ma, you're not going to get acclimated to the various temperature changes if you keep on doing this. She's like, well, I'm cold all the time. Well, let's see here. As far back as I can remember, she was always cold. Always. Arizona was probably the only place that we lived that she didn't wear layers of clothing time. At least two to three layers of clothing during the wintertime in Arizona. Granted, Arizona nighttime in the wintertime can drop down to the teens. Rarely does it drop, in Phoenix anyhow, rarely does it drop to single digits. We're now living in a totally opposite type of weather. During the wintertime, if it gets above 50, it's, oh, we're getting a warm front, yay! And this time of year, January, February, it will not be surprising to me if, with the wind chill factor, maybe even without the wind chill factor, it drops to the single digits, maybe the -5 degree. I think about 2 years ago, it was middle of January, and we had a snowstorm, and it dropped to -6 degrees with wind chill factor. So with the wind chill factor, it was like -6, -10 degrees. So, yeah. And I'm the crazy guy who wants to move further north. And yeah, I'll have to bundle up like Mom used to, because poor Jerry. Between the menopause that gives you hot flashes and the cancer, which causes all kinds of different problems with temperature fluctuation. Like last night, she woke me up trying to move around, and her nightgown and her side of the bed was literally drenched by sweat because of the cancer. And I'm like, oh God, what can I do to help my poor wife? Because, I mean, short of wrapping her in an ice blanket or something like that, there's nothing I can do. I mean, we have in our room to keep her as cool as possible a Dyson, the ceiling fan, and a liquid a cool air moisturizer. What did the box say? Cool mist vaporizer. Basically, it's just, to me, it feels like a portable air conditioner. It fills the top piece with water, cap it off, stick it in the machine, turn it on, and it just blows cold mist or cold air via the water. And she's still waking up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, drenched. Her pillows, her side of the bed is just drenched with sweat. And I'm like, oh man, I only got 3 sets of king size sheets, and I'm practically changing the sheets and washing the sheets every other day. So, just one of the many things I get to deal with. Not that I'm harping or complaining, it's just a fact of life right now. It's just the way things are. And I'm doing what I can to help her out. And I took pictures of where I left off in the craft room yesterday, and she was getting ready to send me a video, a little thank you video, but I walked in on her, and she was, I know there are happy tears and whatnot, but she was just bawling. bawling her eyes out because it's like, oh my God, it's almost done. You've done it all by yourself. Who else can help me right now? Can't ask mom to do it. You know, mom has her own back issues and whatnot. And as I told Jerry, you know what? Once I got the pieces of furniture that was still on carpeting that were semi-heavy, it was so easy to move them around. It's just, I want to find. I gotta look in my either my tools or her pink bags that has all the other extra pieces and bobs and whatever, to find these little pads that I can stick underneath the various pieces of furniture, like the dresser and the one cubie system, so when we go to move them around, they don't scratch up the flooring. I don't care, because floors get wear and tear after time from moving furniture around, reconfiguring stuff, or taking old stuff in to put new stuff in. You know, it was just, I love it. I mean, I love doing the job because it's something I want done, so things can be better for us. I don't think I could do what I do here at home professionally, because you have a timeline, you have certain demands, you have everything from a foreman to deal with to, hey, we didn't get such and such component in. When is that going to come in? Because I can't finish the job without that component. You know, no. I'm not that. I don't like. There's certain things I don't like doing on demand in a timeline, because sometimes the timeline starts getting to the bottom of the hour and I get panicky and do a rush job, which makes it look like shite. But I can't wait until it's done so I can start in here. I mean, that's my biggest focus. It's like, get this done so you can get your office done before you go back to work. That way you don't have to worry about it during the weekends. You just have to worry about maintenance, you know, keeping it clean and organized and dealing with the rest of the house. And to be honest with you, the rest of my house is starting to fall behind because I've been so ultra focused on the craft room. But I figure once the craft room is done, and once this space is done, I don't have to really ultra focus on trying to get something done. I just have to, you know, okay, come home from work, relax a little bit, make dinner by 4 o'clock, be done with dinner by 5, 6 o'clock, depending on the elaborateness of dinner. And then I can wipe down the kitchen or wipe down clean something. And then maybe have an hour before I need to go to bed. And during that hour, I can sit in bed watching a show with Jerry, or just sitting in bed and playing games of one form or another that will help relax me, and then go to bed. Or, like some people do, okay, I don't have time to do it during the weekday, but weekend comes. Don't think, Saturday is going to be cleaning day. Sunday, if you go to church, Sunday you'll be going to church and dealing with whatever you deal with on Sundays. Potlucks, group meetings, group worship sessions, or you just come home and make food for the family and then relax the rest of the day. I don't know. Everybody needs a day to relax. Whatever you do on Sunday, you do on Sunday. I mean, I read the books, and they got a lot of good, suggestions on if you have a busy work day, you do a little, maybe about half an hour or so worth of cleanup in a room, and the next day is a different room, and the next day is a different room. You just, Monday, kitchen; Tuesday, living room; Wednesday, bedroom; Thursday, bathroom; Friday, bedroom, or whatever rooms that need to be taken care of. And then Saturday and Sunday is just your deep clean, your deep clean your kitchen, or you deep clean your bathroom, or whatever room needs a deep clean. You know, I'm waiting. I'm hoping. I'm hoping by the time I go to work next week, I can start implementing those things and pull out my schedule book, and start writing those into my, schedule. But be flexible enough that, okay, couldn't get to that because of one thing or another cropped up or popped up, or maybe if you've got young kids in the house. Oh, well, I couldn't get that done today because little Billy threw up, or little Susie bumped her arm, and it's hurting her, and you want to take care of that situation. Whatever. It's one of the things that I've had problems with in the past, is being flexible enough to, oh, I can't focus on this because of this, and I shouldn't get upset because I couldn't focus on what I wanted to focus on, and blah, 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 blah. The V8's working this morning. Which is good, because I got not really a long day ahead of me, but a busy day. I was told, or Jerry told me, that she made a video last night, which should pop up sometime this morning, where she was talking about, I guess, what I've been doing and how well I'm doing, or whatever. I need to go watch that real quick. But part of me is doing the work that I'm doing now for her. Other parts of me is doing it for me. Because, one, I know she's happiest when she's crafting or creating things. It gives her the freedom to do whatever. Two, she's been wanting to get into her craft, but because the room was a complete and utter disaster, and we had been talking about rearranging and working on it anyhow, I finally said, you know what, let's get it done. We've been dilly-dallying my whole winter break. I said dilly-dallying, but in truth it was focusing on Jerry's health and well-being, because she was down and out, or down and blue, or however you want to put it, during the Christmas time, between Christmas and New Year's. It's that time of year where a lot of people have, especially if it's still fresh in their brain, a lot of people have a form of depression or whatnot, because certain people aren't around anymore. Her parents, her younger brother. Granted, her mom's been gone the longest, but her father has only been gone 12 years. And missing him pops up. But her brother has only been gone for a year, and that's still fresh in her mind. Of course, she's got the memory of an elephant, and she holds on to a lot. Not that it's a bad thing, but sometimes it's not a good thing either. It's one of those kind of like, okay, yeah, they're gone. I understand it's still fresh in the memory. I mean, my father has been gone for 35 years. Actually, yeah, 35 years. Thereabouts. He died back in 86. No, he died, 86. 86, 87, somewhere around there. I don't remember what date anymore. That's how much I remember. It's like, okay, I don't remember what day or what year he died exactly. But yeah, it crops up on me every so often, but I sit there and go, yeah, good memories, good times. No reason to get upset, no reason to allow it to bog you down and keep you from doing what you need to do. Going back to work is going to be it's going to be a bittersweet day, because, see, I started talking about my dad and I'm starting to cry. It's gonna be, yeah, going back to work on the 17th, which is next Monday, is going to be bittersweet because one, getting up at that, at 5 o'clock in the morning, and having to get my uniform on and whatnot to go to work. That's going to be the sweet part. The bitter part is going to be like thinking about, okay, how's Jerry doing? What is Jerry doing? What's going on at home? Do I need to request any days off for taking her to a treatment, or is she going to be able to drive herself? Which means either A, I'm going to have to drive mom's car, or B, Jerry's going to have to get up with me and get me to work within 5 to 10 minutes of having to punch in. Those kind of things. Stuff that we got to sit down and go, okay, what are we doing? How are we doing this? Blah, 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 blah. Good thing. No, not a good thing. It's kind of a bad thing, but unless mom needs her car for her own personal usage or whatnot, I can use mom's car. I'm pretty sure as long as I talk to mom the day before, she'll be okay with it. Especially if it's like one of those, like, Mom, Jerry has an appointment tomorrow. I can't really take the day off. Can I use your car so Jerry can drive herself to work, to her appointment since she's driving? That kind of thing. Don't know. Won't know until after Wednesday what Jerry can do, because the doctors might say, yeah, you can start walking around, but no operating vehicles, no doing this, no doing that until your muscles are stronger. Good thing about that, she won't be able to use the car. Bad thing about that is she'll be whining about it the whole time. Oh, I can walk, but I can't drive, and I really want to drive. Doctor said no driving until your muscles are strong enough. Give it a couple days. Give it a couple days. Maybe Friday or Saturday we'll take a drive someplace, somewhere here in town. That way it's less traffic, not that many issues. She knows where she's going. Things like that. Ooh. There's something that'll get her up and moving. Especially when it comes to practicing on learning how to drive again. Hey, why don't you drive and we'll take a ride up to Starbucks and get some Starbucks. She'll love that. She'll like that. One thing I don't want her to do, though, is go to Dollar Tree, because her immune system is so whacked that if she goes into the Dollar Tree and there's too many people and one of them is a carrier for COVID, that's the end. That's it right there. She gets COVID, she won't be able to do any treatments. She'll have to stay home and quarantine. I might have to stay home and be under quarantine for 14 days until, we get results back from tests. I don't want her to go out and about, because of the way things are lately. We've had here in Rolla at least 5 known or at least I've known about 5 different people who've gotten COVID here in Rolla, and yeah, same way that a bunch of kids from a fraternity house got COVID. Somebody who was invited to the party was a carrier, didn't know it, and got a whole bunch of people sick. Yeah. That's how the 5 people I know about got sick. Somebody had a birthday party, and they went to the birthday party, and one of the party goers was a carrier, didn't know he was a carrier, and then the 5 of the other people who were at the party got sick. I'm not going to name names because that's nobody's business. But and that's one of the reasons why I'm like, Jerry, no, you're not. I will go out in the public, because I've been around all these college kids, and I haven't gotten any symptoms yet. So I'm assuming, I hate doing that I'm not, I don't have it. The test said I didn't have it, so I'm not worried about it. A lot of people will look at me funny because of my cough and my sniffles, and I'm like, I get this every year. This is my seasonal illness. The only time I get it really sick or sick at all is during certain times of the year, usually twice by, what does Jerry Ann call it? The biannual sinus infection, usually caused by leaf mold, pollen, cold, chilly air. The three of them combined together puts both of us under the weather because of biannual sinus problems. Something I lived with for I don't know how many years now. But yeah. Anyhow, this is 40. Yes, 41-minute long video. And I have stuff to do, so I'm gonna let you guys go so I can start working. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments about this video, go ahead and put them in the question comment box. If you're new to my channel and you like listening to other people's life journey or whatnot, you might want to go ahead and join. I've got a lot of people who have joined, I guess, for one reason or another. Maybe they liked some of my vlogs. Maybe they liked my cooking vlogs. Don't know, but it is your choice to hit that subscribe button. And if you do choose to do that, a little bell will pop up, and once you click on that bell, YouTube will let you know when I put in another video. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.